Okay, so we can initialize our class like this. So after declaration, how we can use inside properties of the person, we can use like this: new person and store it in the variable. In the person one, I am consoling the person one, run. So here see, you will see some properties, first name and the last name here. This is the person objective. This is the person object. Contains some functions, it will be hidden in the console. We just printed the some variables here. Person.getName means it will get the first name and last name with the concatenation. Return is the keyword. When you call this function, the return keyword will do the concatenation of the string first name and last name and return to this function. Whenever you use this function, some details will be stored in the this variable. We have to store the returned data in the person details variable. So to print this data, the returned data, to print this, just use that variable and click on the run. See, Raju Dasri full name will be printed here. Now, how we can set? I want to set a different name. Okay, person one dot set name. In the set name, the function also will take some parameters here. These are the parameters. This one is first parameter. This one is second parameter. So why we use this parameter means we are giving the function some instructions to update first name and last name with the Raju and Dasri. We give initially values, right? So instead of this Raju Dasri, I want to update a different name. So this is some basic way to update the name. The function will take some parameters, two parameters. We can give so much of parameters, 3 or 4 or 5, like that. So whenever we are calling the set name function, it accepts two parameters. The first parameter will be string type, the second parameter will be string type. So I want to give Malesh, and the second parameter will be your initial something. Okay, so now see, we created the person object here and calling the person one object set name Mallesh, and second parameter will be initial. So the set name function will accept the first name parameter as Mallesh and the second name parameter as initial. Now see, now see, by calling the getName function, console dot log of person one details. Now let us see what it will print. Person one dot get name. So now we got Raju Dasari only, right? Let me wait. I will come in 2 minutes. Yeah, hello. వినిపిస్తుందా వాయిస్? యా. సో ఇక్కడ రాజు దాసరి ప్రింట్ అయింది కదా ఇందాక. ఓకే. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుందంటే ఆల్రెడీ మనం క్లాస్ డిక్లేర్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ లాస్ట్ నేమ్ ఆల్రెడీ మనం ఇక్కడ డిక్లేర్ చేసేసి ఉన్నాం కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే అప్డేట్ అవ్వట్లా. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేద్దామంటే ఇనిషియలైజేషన్ తీసేద్దాం. ఇనిషియలైజేషన్ తీసేద్దాం. సారీ. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఎక్స్క్లమేటరీ మార్క్ మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే this is a later we can assignment first name. We are telling that later we can assign the first name. This one also, last name also. It is whenever you declare a variable inside of a class and adding some properties, the class is expecting that the first name in the TypeScript, uh, the first name is expecting the value to be initialized. See here, whenever I hover on this property, first name has no initializer and is not definitely assigned in the constructor. Okay, so we are telling that we can initialize later, surely telling that we can initialize the variables later. It is expecting the values to be initialized inside of the constructor. See, property first name has no initializer and is not definitely assigned in the constructor. Okay, like this I am giving. In the class we have constructor keyword is also there. What this constructor means, whenever we initialize an object, so here we initialized an object, whenever we give new person, first the constructor will be run. Whenever we are initializing the person, the first function, the constructor will be run. After that only, if the constructor have any initializations of the code, any initializations of the properties, and everything will be done, after that only we can access the get name and set name functions from the person class. Okay, here this is the constructor. So for the constructor we are giving first name as a parameter string, comma, last name as a parameter string, colon, string. So the constructor will take two parameters, first name and second name. So this is the keyword only, not a function name. This is the constructor. Whenever we create a person object, the constructor will be running. Okay, initially whenever we are not declared, it doesn't have any code of that because it won't run. So whenever we declare a constructor like this, after creating new person like this, exactly the constructor will be run. Okay, here I am declaring this dot first name is equal to first name, this dot last name is equal to last name. కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ అనేది మనం పర్సన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసిన ఇమీడియట్ గా రన్ అవుతుంది అనమాట ఇది. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ ఏమో ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది, ఇందాక ఎర్రర్ రాలేదు మనకి. ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ టూ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ అంటే ద పర్సన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఏ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్. పర్సన్ ఇలా క్రియేట్ చేసామంటే ఖచ్చితంగా కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ని అది రిఫర్ చేస్తూ ఉంటది, దీనిలో ఎన్ని పారామీటర్స్ ఉన్నాయని. సో ఇక్కడ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ లో ఎన్నైతే పారామీటర్స్ ఉన్నాయో అన్ని పారామీటర్స్ ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట న్యూ పర్సన్ కి. సో నౌ మలేష్ initial. Now I am removing this one. I am getting the initialized person. Console.log of person1 dot get name. Let us see. Run. Here see Malesh initial. Okay, now we changed the first properties of the first name and last name. Initially we didn't initialize the values, we will initialize later. We are telling TypeScript that by giving the exclamatory mark we will initialize later. Okay, so because of the constructor the error is gone, because it is the first name and last name are initializing. So now I removed the this dot first name is equal to first name, so it is getting error. Property first name has no initializer and is not definitely assigned in the constructor. Okay, so whenever we are initializing in the constructor the error will be gone like this. Without constructor we have to give the exclamatory mark, means later we can assign the values. Otherwise we have to initially assign the values like this. Okay, if we don't have any initializations like this, we will give just an exclamatory mark. Otherwise we can give the key, first name and last name values inside of the constructor, then the error will be gone. So if I want to set another one, Control C, let person 2 is equal to new person. Again I am creating an person object with a different name, Raju, comma Dasari. Okay, console.log of person 2 dot get name. I want to get the person to name. Run. Now see, I got Raju Dasari and Mallesh initial again, because the person one name is Mallesh initial and person two name is Raju Dasari. Let us set a new name. Person two dot set name of, it is taking two parameters, Swapna comma initial. Let us see what it is printing. Console.log of person 2 dot get name. See here, Swapna initial. When we set the name to Swapna initial and calling the get name. So here set name will take care of setting the new name through the person 2 object. Okay, like this we can access our person object. Person object contains some properties. The constructor, which is immediately called after the person, the get name function and set name function. Get name function will take care of just the readable name of the user. Set name will take care by setting the first name and last name. Initially, when you give the initial value, see like this, it won't update. It will always refer the initial values only. That's why I removed the initial values and created an object with the initial values like this. Whenever we want to change the person one name, we have to call the set name again, and first name and last name we have to update like this, some parameters. So this is the way we can declare a class. So this is the main theme of the class is storing some property values, getting some function name, getting some data, setting some data inside of the class. Everything will be inside of the class only. Okay, if I make this variable as a private, uh, previously we private means we access the first name and last name variables inside of the class only. Let us check console dot log of person1 dot first name. See here, property in the above property first name is private and only accessible within the class person. So if I remove the private keyword in before the first name, now the error is gone. We can access from outside of the class. Whenever you give private, the first name and last name property should not be accessed from the outside of the class. It is used inside of the class only up to the scope of this class. So the person up to the curly brace open and the ending between this space is called as a scope. దీన్ని స్కోప్ అంటారు. ఈ స్కోప్ లో వరకే మనం ఈ ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ లాస్ట్ నేమ్ వేరియబుల్స్ వాడుకోగలం. అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ద క్లాస్ మనం వాడుకోలేమన్నమాట, ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. సో లైక్ దిస్ సెట్ నేమ్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ ని కూడా మనము ప్రైవేట్ గా పెట్టుకోవాలి యాజ్ ఏ గుడ్ ప్రాక్టీస్. ఎందుకంటే ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ పర్సన్ అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని మనం క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు అప్డేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. త్రూ సెట్ నేమ్ ఫంక్షన్ ద్వారా ఎవరైనా కానీ అప్డేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు నేమ్స్ ని. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, సంథింగ్ డేటా అనేది మనకి ఇష్యూ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో ప్రైవేట్ గా పెట్టుకుందాం. సంథింగ్ ఏదైనా ఫంక్షనాలిటీ జరిగినప్పుడు సెట్ నేమ్ ఫంక్షన్ కాల్ చేసి ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ లాస్ట్ నేమ్ చేంజ్ చేయటం అట్లాగా చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో సెట్ నేమ్ ని డైరెక్ట్ గా యాక్సెస్ చేసామంటే మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ద యూజర్స్ వాడేటప్పుడు సెట్ నేమ్ కాల్ చేసుకున్నాడంటే ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ లాస్ట్ నేమ్ అనేది అప్డేట్ అవ్వచ్చు అనమాట. ప్రాబ్లమాటిక్ అవుతుంది. సో ప్రైవేట్ గా పెట్టుకోవాలి. గెట్ నేమ్ అనేది జస్ట్ ఫస్ట్ నేమ్ లాస్ట్ నేమ్ ఎవరున్నారు అనేది జస్ట్ గెట్ చేస్తుంది, అంతేగాని మన డేటాని మాడిఫై చేయట్లేదు. ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు. గెట్ నేమ్ నార్మల్ గానే ఉండొచ్చు, నార్మల్ గానే ఉండాలి. ఎందుకంటే అసలు పర్సన్ నేమ్ ని గెట్ చేసుకోవాలంటే ఖచ్చితంగా పబ్లిక్ యాక్సెస్ ఉండాలి. మీరు ప్రైవేట్ ఇవ్వకపోతే ఇది డైరెక్ట్ గా పబ్లిక్ అనే కీవర్డ్ ని యాక్సెస్ చేసుకుంటుంది. డైరెక్ట్ గా పబ్లిక్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఇచ్చినా ఇకపోయినా కానీ పబ్లిక్ అయింది. లేదు ప్రైవేట్ వేరియబుల్స్ గా పెట్టుకోవాలి నేను అని అనుకున్నప్పుడు ప్రైవేట్ అని డిక్లేర్ చేసుకుంటాం అనమాట క్లాస్ లో. సో లెట్ ఇట్ బి a private only. Set name also private. So now our class will be some secure. We don't have access to the direct variables. We don't have access first name and last name. Something like this uh, private salary. శాలరీ నేను ఎవరికి యాక్సెస్ ఇవ్వకూడదని అనుకున్నప్పుడు మనం ప్రైవేట్ వేరియబుల్ శాలరీ అని ఇస్తాం. ఇక్కడ ఇంకా ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేసుకోలేదు కాబట్టి మనం వాల్యూ నాట్ ఇచ్చేద్దాం, తర్వాత ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేసుకుంటాను అని చెప్పడానికి. So this is the way we can declare a class. This is the main concept about the class. So ఏమన్నా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఏమన్నా? హలో, హలో, మల్లేష్, స్వప్న, లహరి, వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుందా? ఓకే, సో the main concept we introduced here is because of this class app component. The main.ts will be initially running our project. Initially the file will be taken care of which component I have to load. So the bootstrap application, this is the function which takes two parameters. The first parameter is app component. Okay, the first parameter, it is taking the class app component. The second parameter is configuration file. Here, what is the configuration file? This is the app config file, app.config.ts, where it is app/app config. This is the file. It is taking the input as a this the file. We don't bother about this everything, some routing, everything is there. This is the configuration file. Just let it be the main.ts, taking the mainly two parameters. The first parameter will be which component initially we have to load. It take care of this. The bootstrap application function will take care of loading our application with the initial component. Initial component, we have only one component is app component. This is the app component. So we are importing the app component like this syntax. See, import app component from dot/app/app component. So app/app dot component. This is the app dot component dot ts we are importing here. So the class name is app component. Here we have export. So whenever you give the export keyword only, we can able to import like this. In main dot, we are importing like this. Import class name from app folder app.component.ts. We don't give the ts. We just give the normal app.component. So this is the class name, whatever we declared in the app component here. Export means only it will access while giving import. Let us save. In main.tsc we got error. Module dot means the working directory. The working directory where we are in main.ts /app. It is going to app folder and app.component declares app component locally, but it is not exported. Export చేస్తేనే మనం దాన్ని ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకోగలం అన్నమాట. సో ఇక్కడ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం యాప్ కాంపోనెంట్ ని లోడ్ చేయడానికి, కానీ అది ఏమవుతుంది, ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ అవ్వలేదు. సో we will give export class app component. Okay, in the app component we have multiple variables like this. Now the error is gone. Presently remove this one. Save. Okay, see, we discussed, this is like the syntax of the class. The export is additionally added because of we have to reuse this component in the different components. We have multiple components in future. When we want to use this component in the other components, we have to export the class. Okay, so in the class we have one title keyword, one title property here, which is initialized the value. Okay, in the this is the HTML file which take care of loading our application. Here see, my application title is started. So this is the syntax. What you are seeing is the different from the previous normal HTML. This is the syntax. We call it as the interpolation. String interpolation means to bind a string value, any string value, primitive values, we can use this syntax. In app.component.ts, we have one variable with the value shopping website. When we want this variable value in the HTML file, in the p tag, my application, see in the Google, this is the project where our application is running in this port. But it is not exported. Okay, my application shopping website is the value declared in the TS file, component file, not in HTML. We are using it dynamically. Is started. So while giving like this, shopping website, it is also same like giving the variable like this. But in future we have different variables and different products are coming and everything. We don't directly hard code into the HTML page. This is not the right way of using the variables in the using the content in the HTML elements. That's why Angular came. We don't want to hard code any thing. We get the data everything dynamically from the component only. So this is called the interpolation syntax. Two curly braces open and two curly braces close. Then it will access to the properties of the app component class. Any values we can access, any property values like the variable name we give here. Okay, it will be a string, title string. Okay, like this we give. Okay, next one main package I want to introduce to you. The main package we are using is a bootstrap. So bootstrap here, whenever you type the bootstrap in the browser, it will go to the getbootstrap.com, the first link you will see here. So this is the bootstrap. Build fast responsive sites with bootstrap. We don't want to waste our time by doing styles and everything. The main concept is to learn the Angular concepts. So the bootstrap is also a one framework for CSS and JavaScript. Okay, it will have so many predefined classes are there. When we give display flags, justify content is a center or like that, everything will be managed by this bootstrap only, CSS styles. Let us see, we want some cards are also there, some cards for the shopping cart. We need some cards like this. Here is the product image, the cart title and the button. The everything the bootstrap will take care of it. We don't have to create from the scratch of the CSS file. In the industry, no one is creating directly CSS from the scratch in the Angular application. Anyone will use the some packages, inbuilt styles will be applied to the applied to our project. So this bootstrap will be a package which can add some styles. See here, class is equal to card means it will automatically add the border and everything like this. We can just copy the code here. We can break down this code in the in separate in next. See here in the angular.component.html file, I give this one Control S. I give this one and see the styles are not added. The cart title, some content here, some hyperlink. Okay. So because of it is a division, class is not found because we don't create any, we didn't created any styles up to now. So it is just a name, style width 18 rem, image src, the image also it can't found. One division open with the class card body, we don't have the style. Class card title, just it is a h5 tag. Because of h5 tag it is a displaying card title, and also a paragraph, some content also there, and also a h reference, go everywhere. This is the normal H reference link. The content is loaded. Now the content is loaded. But here in the Bootstrap, the content is in the some aligned way like this. See the image, it assigned some space, the card title with some clear font size, and this is also the description with the clear font, and also this is the background blue color and some text color. Everything it is applied. So how we can use this Bootstrap classes? So different of classes are also there. Different of classes, navigation bar, off canvas bar, anything we can use. So how we can use mean here in the getting started, go to download. We have here see npm install Bootstrap in your Node.js powered apps with npm package. So this is the command I want to run to install our Bootstrap in this our application. So I am opening another terminal here. So now go to the package.json. So the package.json is clear now. It is not a modified or untracked file. So no changes are there. Okay. I am installing Bootstrap here, version 5.3.3. Enter. Packages are added. So now packages are added. Let us go. Let us stop and run again. Control C. I am stopping the server and again I am running npm start. Yeah, it is running now. Go to shopping cart. It is refreshing. Closing this one and again running. 4200 localhost. Yeah, it is running successful. So now still we are getting some issue. Why? Because of we installed the package, but we didn't tell the Angular to use that package styles. Okay.